When you think of classic NFL films, you may think of hands in the dirt, lines clashing, quarterbacks heaving perfect spirals,
See that tight spiral?
and holders crouching. It may surprise you, but one of the most captured images in football is the human T. The guy who kneels before the world and in 1.3 seconds catches a screaming football and ever so carefully places it on a precise blade of grass. Hands of silk, nerves of steel, and no credit in sight. Only blame if this happens. Or this. Or yikes, this.
No, go down! Damn it! I can't believe we tried to throw it to Mason. Is Mason all right? If that ever happens again, don't ever throw it to him. Just throw it at the dirt.
Look, I'm telling you right now, I used to sit in a room with Stephen Gostkowski every week. He would pull up missed field goals from around the league just to point out to me how the holds are screwed up. You've got to get that ball exactly the way that kicker wants it. And if it's just a little bit off, that kicker's got every right to be mad at you now. If you or me were kicking the ball, we'd want it perfectly held, right? So he's got that right to demand it be that way. Stephen would go, you know, now, Joe, this guy's getting cut today, and it's that guy's fault. When we got a new punter in, Stephen was the one that taught him how to hold. He wanted to be the one hands-on. It was his job on the line. He said it was his results. Divisional round 2013, it's a rain game. The punter, Ryan Allen, gets hurt. Tom finishes the game out holding.
Tom Brady is out, right knee down to extend his right hand to hold for Stephen Gostkowski. Per usual, Tom Brady comes through in the clutch.
Why not? Does everything else.
Quarterbacks have a long history as holders.
Number 7, Joe Theismann.
Jaworski, of course, is the holder. Harbaugh holding.
Starr will hold for Green Bay's 14th point.
Montana holding. And good.
Joe Montana held in his first 2 Super Bowls. And let's not forget Brett Favre.
I was backup holder, which I'm like, if I ever have to hold, we're in bad shape. If you look at the winning extra point against Cincinnati, the first game I played in, I had to hold. Mikowski was the holder. He was hurt. I figured it would be easy if I ever had to do it, but that's one of the hardest things you have to do. But if you watch the actual kick itself, as he's kicking it, both hands are like this. But the ball stays straight up, and we make it.
It's good. And the Packers win it.
No one thought twice about it until Atlanta. Chris Jackie misses field goal. Well, guess who gets blamed? I do. No one was saying anything when he made the extra point. I didn't even have my hands on the ball. It wasn't long after that that I was removed from holding.
You held.
I did. I held in college. To me, it's about hitting the spot. But once the kicker gives you the spot on the ground, that spot can never move.
Ace Ventura uncovered another key to holding when Dan Marino was blamed by disgraced kicker Ray Finkel.
Laces out, Dan! Laces out, Dan! Laces out!
Ace Ventura should have been a jumping point for you.
I made Jim Carrey a star.
There's more than a grain of truth to the famous line.
Getting the laces right is such a huge part of it. At this level, the laces are almost automatic with good snappers. The lace is already out, you just put the ball down.
In the world of modern football, holding has been specialized with more specialists and fewer quarterbacks.
Now, a lot of guys like the quarterback for fakes. To me, I'm kind of in the mentality of just have the best holder.
Tony Romo was a backup quarterback holder that became a starting quarterback holder. In 2006, he led a would-be game-winning drive in the playoffs.
Oh, this fumble by Romo, and then Romo's going to run to the end zone, and he's going to get tackled.
It really came down to reps. It teaches you a great lesson. It's just you put all your reps into quarterbacking at the time. When you're the backup, you put a lot more reps into holding. Ball was slippery, blah, blah, blah. They used a new ball. Still got to put it down.
To say the job is taken for granted is an understatement. Can you even name your team's holder? If you can name the punter, that's a good place to start.
We've got a really good one here. Riley Dixon does a great job holding. He's probably one of the best holders I've ever seen. Always on the spot, knows the exact tilt Graham wants, gets the laces just right to be the punter. You should be able to naturally be the holder, and you have all day to work on it.
Going from Joe Montana to Pat McAfee feels like reverse evolution. But just listen to McAfee talk about the job and you begin to understand why the change happened.
The way a bat hits a baseball, how it pops off, and how a driver hits a golf ball, how it pops off, is how you want your foot to be with a football. Just kind of pops up.
Starting quarterbacks aren't paid to hold. They don't spend all practice with the long snapper and kicker. They don't eat, sleep, and drink special teams. McAfee did, and still does.
The snapper's job is to snap it, have the laces facing in a forward way, and the holder's job is to put it down. Your first thought is make sure you get it on the right spot, because everything comes down to inches. Then you have to get the right lean, and then laces is the last thing that you think about. But the only thing you're supposed to do with laces is correct any little error that the long snapper had.
Trying to give the Colts the lead. Adam Vinatieri. Oh, he missed it badly.
As soon as that ball gets placed and I see the laces staring Adam Vinatieri directly in the snaz, I knew we're in a bad spot. Because not only is he already battling the wind and the conditions and the fact that he hadn't been hitting the ball clean all day, now he's got to battle against science. And the science says this: where the laces are is where the leather comes together. It is naturally going to be the softest part of the ball. So whenever you hit that, the ball compresses even more. It sticks on your foot, then it slingshots off. That's why anytime you see somebody hit a laces back ball, it's normally going to be a pull because it stays on your foot longer.
And the kick is no good!
Oh my goodness. Let's look at these laces one more time, and bingo, looking right back at the kicker.
How do you make the kick? Great question. Quick adjustment, open your hips, hit the ball out to the right a little bit if you see it in time. It is a very difficult thing. So there's a lot that goes into this where everybody's like, oh, well, even with the laces, you should have done this. The holder should have done this. It was an operational failure. From snap to hold to kick. Could all of them corrected each other? Yes, they could have. But all these things are happening so fast because of how fast the game is.
The quarterback of the field goal team and remover of laces has been treated like an afterthought since the dawn of football.
What a hole.
No stats, no Pro Bowls, no glory.
Good hole, baby. Good hole. Good holes.
That is, until one man did something about it.
Good hole. Good hole.
Have you ever heard of the Holder of the Year award?
I have not. There's a Holder of the Year award now?